Hello everyone, it's me, Fabi, and in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys 70 tips on how to get better. Whether you are a experienced Rise of Kingdom player that just wants some more tips, or if you're just a new player starting out and you want to know what you should be doing. So, let's get started. So, before I get into all this, uh what you guys should know is the main factors of Rise of Kingdoms. So Cav are speed, infantry is tanky, and archer is AoE slash high damage. Cav is mostly used by big spenders or whales as they're called. Infantry can be used by whales, but it's not often that they do use it. Mostly it's used by free to plays. And archers is also used by high spenders or even medium spenders. So I suggest not leveling up your legendary commanders beyond level 10 until you have its first skill maxed. Unless it's uh say you get YSG, then yeah, go for it. Get YSG to level 60. But you want to just focus on one skill at a time, obviously. You want to try and get YSG expertise. And Richard, if you are being a free to play, you'll probably get best getting him 5111. And if you don't know how you get these, you get them from the Wheel of Fortune, which I will show a picture on screen. So the Wheel of Fortune is just an event that comes like in KVK1 before you enter KVK1. I can't remember the exact days, but if I do remember them, I will post them on screen because you guys should know exactly when they are opening. Uh, so when you are getting YSG and you're getting Richard, you want to get Richard to 5111 and then wait until the YSG wheel opens. As soon as the YSG wheel's opened, you want to get him expertised. If you can't get him the expertised, next wheel you want to focus on getting him expertised. And then once Richard opens again, you should go get him 5511 because that's what a lot of free to plays do, and it is really beneficial. So this is my Richard. This is just on an account that I don't play anymore. The first, obviously, the first skill as such, uh, heals a portion of slightly wounded troops led by this commander. Healing factor 1200 and debuffs up to 5 enemy troops in a fan shaped area, reducing their damage by 25% and their march speed by 12% for 2 seconds. This is really good considering the other skills. And the second skill you want to go is this one. Troops led by this commander gain 4% increased counter damage and takes up 5% less damage. If you get them too, obviously max, then that is going to be really beneficial for you in open field. Obviously, spenders won't be going for this. Spenders will be getting Minamoto expertise, but obviously free to plays can't do that as you need to spend money to get Minamoto. YSG, this is what YSG looks like, and you can get them before after Pass 4 opens in KVK1. I will also release a guide on KVK1 and what it is and how you should prepare for that soon. Um, so the skills on YSG, um, this it does show as an archer commander, but its AOE is insane if you use it for infantry as well, or cav is just really amazing. Rain of Arrows is the first skill. It damages up to 5 enemy troops in a fan-shaped area. Damage factor 1000. Damage dealt to each target is reduced by 15% for each additional target, which is really good still. It's really, really good. Troops led by this commander have a 10% chance to gain 60 rage for each normal attack for the next 3 seconds. All archer units by this commander gain 60% increased attack. Which, like, obviously, if you're a free to play, you won't be using, archers and stuff. But even if you're not using archers, YSG is still really, really good. This one, like the third skill YSG has, is a passive skill. While this commander is leading the garrison of your own city, garrison troops and the watchtower gain 2% increased attack. So if you get imprisoned and rallied, you can always put YSG. If you don't have any good garrisons, you can always put YSG on for the AoE and also for the increased attack. But I don't recommend it. I recommend you focus for good garrison commanders, or you just always keep bubbles on hand and just make sure you're never in war frenzy. That could also work. The next skill, Destiny. Troops led by this commander gain 20 increased skill damage. Skill damage is really good and is very beneficial, obviously, and it's useful in the open field. Arrow Storm. This is an enhanced rain of arrows. With expertise, it damages up to 5 enemy troops in a circle-shaped area. Damage factor 17,000. Damage dealt to each target is reduced by 50% for each additional target. This is just, obviously, Rain of Arrows, but even better. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is Gathering Commanders. What you want to do for Gathering Commanders, obviously I did not do it on this account because this account is quite old. I just recently used it to jump into a new kingdom, um, to go into KVK and have fun. But what you want to do with your Gathering Commanders is you want to upgrade them to 3 stars, because 3 stars you can get the second commander put onto it. And what I mean by that is if I zoom out here, click March, new troop. So my Charos Martel, you can see his skills here. He's got 4. That means he's got 4 stars or higher, and you can send, and then I can get my Sun Tzu as a secondary march. Let's go Joan of Arc. Because it's 4 stars, I get a second, commander. I can put another gathering commander, which just equals more march speed and stuff, and easier to harvest stuff. And that means you can start gaining resources way faster than other players will. Because if they're not focusing for them 3 stars, you're gonna have an upper hand on them. So, tech, don't focus on your economic academy tree. For example, like what I mean by this, I mean obviously you're gonna be taught in the tutorial to go do quarry, which you have to. So once you do quarry, you should not do irrigation, handsaw. Oh, clicked off it by accident. Handsaw, masonry, and sickle. Why? Well, you can, at the beginning, you can obtain them by just going to villages. You can scout the fog and you can go to villages, and that's how you can get all them. This is where, obviously, this is where you have to go for certain tech. When you're obviously, because I have done a free-to-play guide on this. When you're a free-to-play, you want to just go max writing, then you want to go for jewelry, then engineering and mathematics. Because you get really good building buffs. Look, 3% building speed each time it upgrades, and research speed. That is really good for free to plays and for spenders as well. So yeah, I recommend doing it. Don't attack cities. At the beginning, you will lose more than you gain. Your troops will die. Your reputation in the server will obviously be horrible. You'll obtain a reputation that says you're a city attacker and you just hit cities for fun, aka a tyrant. Nobody likes a tyrant, and you should not be a tyrant in your own kingdom. You'll also gain some enemies if you do that. You will eventually burn cities, but you don't need to do it when you know obviously nothing about the game, or if you're in home kingdom. As a free to play myself, you should not be attacking cities like this city. If I attacked it, he's 7 million. He's probably got a lot of troops on him. I would have lost a lot of troops. I would have gained deads and everything, which is really not good. Obviously, early game, you can't, if you want to, you can attack little, little level 5 cities or something, with tier 1s, or if you have tier 2, you can just go and loot them early game, and then as soon as that early game's up, just don't touch a city. So I also, if you the next thing I want to talk about is if I do have a civ change, I can show you. I do not. So what I want to show you next is what civilization you should be. So the civilization you want to be is China. China is the best civilization to start with because you will get the building speed bonus. You can also change the civilization for free down the road. Like, so you get 3%. I cannot read. 3% increase for the troop defense and action point recovery by 5%, which action points is really needed as free to plays. Spenders it's just needed throughout the game to do barbs, and you can get XP books from that. You can also get gems if you're, but obviously you don't need the action point recovery if you are gonna be chaining and you know how to chain. Don't are like if you have played Rise of Kingdoms before, then well done, because you've probably also got an addiction like I do. But if you want to try and argue with me about France or Britain, because you get Joan of Arc with France and you get Boudica with Britain, you will get them with China very soon too. You don't need to get good commanders straight off. Well, you do, but you don't at the same time. You want to go for Sun Tzu if you're being a free to play, even if you're like when you're making a jumper account, you want to go for China for the building speed, as it will help you. Only upgrade stuff needed to upgrade your City Hall. I would rush straight to City Hall 22 for 5 marches, so I can unlock tier 5. I'm going to show you my, not tier 5, tier 4 I meant. Look, I've straight tier 4, nothing else. I went straight for tier 4 before KVK 1, so I could start fighting people in KVK 1 obviously. But you only want to upgrade the needed stuff for your City Hall upgrades. For example, I need level 22 storehouse and level 22 wall. So I'd upgrade the storehouse up to 21, then wait until it obviously finishes. Same with my wall. And then I'd upgrade my City Hall, and then I do the next till I get City Hall 25, because you want to try and get City Hall 25 before KVK 3 ends, because you won't be able to get into Seasonal Conquest, because you need City Hall 25 to actually get into Seasonal Conquest. Your gems, you want to always just spend them for VIP. On this account, I got up to VIP 8, which I got action point recovery, and I get epic commander sculptures. Every time I open this free, I get epic commander sculptures and XP. And that's how I expertise my Sun Tzu so quickly on this account. But when you're just starting off, you want to try and get VIP level 6 as soon as possible to unlock the second builder permanently, instead of just having to use like the second builder boost. Where is it? Where is it? Could try and find it for you guys. I'll just come back if I do find it. Sorry, couldn't find it, but what there's an item that lets you unlock your second builder if you consume it, obviously. But if you get VIP 6, you can just you'll just get it permanently, which is really good. Your obviously your for your account, your first goal is to rush for City Hall 22, as I said, as you can get 5 armies, which is really good. Your second goal is to rush for tier 4 troops. That's when you will be at the even playing field with the majority of players. I'd say after tier 4 is when you truly are out of the noob stage. You won't even be on my level though, because I am like a professional Rise of Kingdoms player. I'm 100% not lying. So don't spend money until you know the game. If you're just gonna spend like over 100k, then that's just you wasting money. Even if you have a lot of money, that is, you won't know what you're doing, and you might end up obviously quitting the game, which is you actually wasting money, and you making issues for the kingdom, because that kingdom will have to be stuck with, like, say like a 100 million whale, and they'd have to eventually zero your account. And if you do plan on coming back, you're best going to a dead kingdom where there's no strong players, so you can just keep your account there. Or you actually just become a free to play until you know the game. Because once you fully understand the game, that is when you are just chilling. You will be able to learn a lot of stuff. And yeah. But if you do plan on spending, what you want to do is just make a jumper account. If you know what a jumper account is, like the momentum of being a jumper will give you a lot of advantages. Being a jumper is worth about like $200 of the in-game bundles you can buy. The best bundles to buy right now are Growth Fund, King's Coronation, Gem Supply, and Writer of History. They'll give you a lot of good stuff, and you should 100% buy it. So like the first goal that like everyone tries to go for is to be the first alliance that gains control of the Lost Temple, which is usually the top alliance. The kingdom I'm in right now, MK exclamation mark, they are the top one. They currently have Lost Temple. They've they've got family alliances all around here, but they're probably doing Lost Temple rotation with top 2, which is F89S, which is obviously quite clear they will do that. But if you're able to get the Lost Temple, if you're the first alliance to gain the Lost Temple, you will receive a bunch of rewards. The rewards is worth about like $50, $60, I'd say. You can obviously start with like on the outer, like you'll obviously start at the outer maps, so all the zone 1s as it's called. Then you'll start to move to zone 2s that have the level 3 shrines. And then at all the same time, level 3 passages will unlock, and you'll be obviously going straight for the Lost Temple if you're the top alliance. But if you're not, if you're like the top 4, I suggest just slowly going into zone 3 like this alliance did. They put their fort here and they just started building outwards there, getting all their ground secured. And once you get that, you're chilling. Like, and if you're becoming a alliance leader, you want to place your flag slash territory where there are resource nodes. You might be wondering, what are resource nodes and how can I see where they are? Well, if you zoom out like I am right now, you'll see at the left side, alliance, explore, resources, markers, barbarian, strongholds. Click resources and you get all this. You'll just get a bunch of stone, wood, and gold little symbols. If you are like this alliance, you place their flag here. That will be you generating 2,000 wood per hour each time you take one. And this goes out throughout the whole map. The first, I think, 10 flags is just alliance, not gold, alliance credits. But later on, flags do cost quite a lot. Let's go find. Yeah, look, they built a flag for 600k wood, 600k food, 300k gold, and 451k stone. Alliance credits is something you really need to try and focus. Try and get your alliance to go for them because they're really useful. To you can go do technology. You can research technology. If I donate here, I'll be able to. That's me generating alliance credits. You can also click helps here. Then that's you also generating that stuff. You can also uh donate. You can. I've missed quite a lot, but you can get alliance credits out of wooden chests if people buy them, and that's how you can generate alliance credits, so you can get a fort really quick. A good way to farm individual credits, which is what you can use in shops. You can buy stuff here. You can buy. This is everything you can restock, and then you can just buy it as a player. You can even buy silver keys, which is quite shocking. I did not know that. You can also sell stuff here. You can sell all this stuff to get alliance credits, and that's another way you can get individual credits. I did not mean alliance credits. Uh, Another way to get individual credits is to slow build a flag, and you might be wondering, what do I mean by a slow building? Well, if you look at this flag right here, say someone's just placed this and it started to build, everyone would send one troop until they get 20,000 individual credits, then they'd retreat, come back, and farm another 20k individual credits. You can just do it over and over, and you can keep getting individual credits. So it's just really good. When you are making an alliance and you do get your fortress down, what you want people to do is teleport on the edge. If I have a spare teleport, I can show you guys. Yes, I do. You want them to teleport on the edge of the territory. Obviously, you can't teleport here, but you can teleport here. You just want them on the edge of your territory. And you might be wondering, why is that? It's all the resource, all the farm points, all spawn inside of your territory. If you farm it, that's how you can also collect resources for your alliance. You can collect food that's on your territory, and you'll get alliance food. That's you contributing to your alliance. So it just helps everyone out. After you gain control of the Lost Temple, the next goal as such is to complete the Lost Kingdom map. And I just realized I said that wrong. I meant compete for the Lost Kingdom. So this server or kingdom as such, they actually won KVK 1. And to win KVK 1, you have to it's like non-stop fighting unless here, I'm going to go to a KVK 1 map just so I can give you guys an example. These guys right here. I'll give you an example here. So these guys probably not long just got into KVK. Oh, they have not built. Right, hold on. Let me go to Season 1, Lost Kingdom. See if we can find my old kingdom. Yep, 2900. I'll show you their KVK. I'm not 100% sure if they have one. So when you join KVK, you'll be put in these zones. You'll be put in all these zones, and then you'll get ancient ruins that you have to try and take. And this is obviously how KVK works. Then you'll enter these zones, and then you have to start fighting in zone 5s. Then zone 6, and then eventually you'll get here. To win KVK, you need to take the Great Ziggurat, which this alliance has. Crazy Nomads, which is 2900s. They have a lot of strong players. And then they're gonna go get, because they're taking the Great Ziggurat, they're gonna be getting a star on underneath underneath here, and that will represent them being the winners of KVK 1. And that's what your next focus should be after getting, the Lost Temple. So when you join a kingdom, you want to find a good alliance and you want to be loyal to your alliance and do your work. Think of it as a job. Think of it as a job that you work for in real life. A lot of the same rules apply. You want to just keep following whatever your leaders say. For example, the markers. You just want, like, this markers, this is when Guardians is. You want to just follow that. If you do Guardians alone, you will get zeroed for this, which is really, really bad. You don't want to be zeroed because then that's all your progress gone, and you don't want your progress to obviously go. Uh, a kingdom is just a small community, about 200 to 400 real players per kingdom on average. Don't be like, don't be mean. Don't attack random people for no reason. Not only you might bring acts of revenge from an entire alliance or a whale, but words also get around. If your reputation sucks, you will have a hard time in this kingdom. Just just like real life, obviously. And you don't want that. If like, speaking of reputation and alliance reputation, if you are just a new player, I suggest don't start an alliance because it's a lot of work. If you're not ready to put in the effort, then just don't do it. Think of it like trying to start a business straight out of high school. It's hard. It's hard to do. It's not easy. You need to find the right people for it, obviously, and you need to put in a lot of preparation and effort just for something that might just flop. So free to plays can have a lot of fun. You won't dominate in battles, but you will do your part. You can just farm hit if you want to be a little cheeky free to play. You can farm hit, and then yeah, obviously you'll annoy people, and you'll most likely get targeted and zeroed. But that's you doing your part. Of course, it's not a very good part to do, but it's something. Think of how much power you have compared to average people. Your power ratio in this game is about the same where you are in real life. Uh, for example, this is just something that you know I've just came into my mind. But for example, I am just a dude that's gaining like 15k a month. I'm not, obviously. But if I was, and then other people were making on average 20k, that means I would be behind, and that means I need to try and work harder and do better to get on the average like them. That's the same as Rise of Kingdoms with your power. If your power is at 15 million, while everyone else is at like 30 million, 20 million, you need to push your power. You need to just go all out ham. You need to go work hard. You need to just believe in yourself. And because I believe you can do that. Don't spend gems for no reason. Wait for a good event like More Than Gems event. You'll get gold heads for spending a certain amount of gems. What you want to spend your gems in is obviously VIP. As a free to play, or even just a spender, having a farm account, better yet, have more than one farming account. This is a game of war. War is all about resources. Level 12 farming accounts work. Level 7 is just OP. Level 17, I mean. But if you get like a level 12 farm, that's you just, even if you don't want to go past level 10, you just want to get to level 10 so you can get the trading post. You want to try and get your trading post high as possible because the taxes, obviously. The tax rate is obviously right. Let's go on here. If you got it to 25, the tax rate would be 8%. Transportation March speed bonus 100%, which is just really good. So yeah, even if you get it to just 17, so you get 19% tax rate. It's just like real life. You want to just keep saving. You want to just save as much money as you can from taxes, obviously, but not being a tax evasion because that is pretty bad. So don't do that. later down the road when you're healing, heal a small amount at a time. So this account got zeroed, as you guys can see. But I'll give you an example of what I mean. So I obviously want my inventory first, my inventory back. And what I would do is just heal like 3,000. I'd heal 3,000. Once it's finished, I'll heal another 3,000. And just keep going over and over. Because this will obviously get the alliance helps and get the job done immediately. Speaking of helps, you want your alliance center, which is this. Your max, or the same level as your city hall. Because you can, if I go onto the buff, you can get like really good, you can get really good helps. Just having it as 25, you'll get 30 helps, which is 30%. Or the way they do their percentages, one help is 1%, but the higher it goes, the less it gets. So I think 30 would be around 28%. But that's still like 28% that's getting taken off your upgrading time, which is really, really useful. And that's something you need and want. You want to also just keep building stuff and also researching stuff. You never want your academy to not research. So just for example, if I can, yeah, you just don't want it to not be researching. You always want it, when you're upgrading it, use your speed ups to upgrade your academy, because you want tech as fast as possible. Uh, if you have like, if you also have questions about commanders pairing, you can uh you can go on the internet and go search up Rise of Kingdoms commander pairing tool, and it will help you out there. Or you can just go look at one of my recent videos that I made around 2 weeks ago about commander pairing. You can test them out in the expedition mode, send out different pairs to attack the same stage and see what one obviously has the better results. Your hospital levels. So this is a big thing, as it will obviously affect how many troops you can heal, and it will also affect your hospital capacity overflows. So for example, my is almost 200k, the max I can have. But if it went past 200k, then I would start losing troops forever. And what I mean by that, my deads, I have 400k deads. That is 4,000 troops. No, 400,000 troops that I will not get back. Which has dropped my power a lot, which is really bad. Farm in Alliance territory. Gains 25% farming speed. Also, your alliance gets the portion of the resources. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for now. I didn't realize it was gonna be this long. So what I'm gonna do is I'll make a part 2 and maybe a part 3, just explaining the rest of the stuff I've got. So yeah, like I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and just stay hyped for part 2, because that will be posted tomorrow. And just keep playing Rise of Kingdoms, you know how it is. And if you're being a new player, if you are a new player, then just go for it. You might as well. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. I just want to say that if sometimes I'm like coughing or something in videos, it is because I am ill. I don't know what's happened to me, but I have been ill and I am still ill. Yeah, but I'm still going to be making videos for you guys, obviously. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this, and goodbye.